Hello, welcome back to Let's Build the Belated 200 subscriber special as we continue to go through kind of all the Chinese air bases and figure out what we're going to use and what we aren't going to use. So we're going to swap back to the left side for now. Because I think I must have done this one, right? What is this? Sipsi? Yeah. And then can I do any of these? Guangzhou Shadi, Guangzhou East. I did not. I think after I did Suxi, I think I went up north here, so we're seeing not even these. Oh, there's Ling Tong. Singing. Huh. Well, I'm sure we'll stumble across them eventually. I'm not too worried. Here, this is probably one of them. Yeah, Gillian Tatanag. Okay, so we did these three. So, I suppose we'll start with the Gongju air bases and see what they're up to. I think one of these, I imagine, is going to be a civilian airport. Northwest of Foshan. So that's going to be this guy, probably? Yeah. Yeah, so I have Google Maps up on my second monitor to look at. Yep, that is the same air base. And it looks like they support... Ooh, we got some drones here. And we've got... It looks like cargo aircraft, maybe? Maybe Elent aircraft. A little hard to tell. And... Oh, I suppose... Okay, there's even a plane taking off. At first, I thought it was just parked in the dirt off the runway, but you can see there's a distinctive, like, color shift when you capture an aircraft with, like, satellites in motion. So, like, there's a trailing image of it in, like, rainbow colors, which is a sign that it's moving very fast. Oh, you can even see the shadow. It's really cool. Yeah, I'll briefly bring it over here to show, but you can see here's the aircraft taking off. And then this is that kind of rainbowy trailing light. And then there's the shadow over there. So it's kind of cool. I know, I geek out about the tiniest things. But anyways, it looks like this base is host to multiple, at least one drone squadron. And it could probably host 2 fighter squadrons. Let's see if... what is this supposed to be? Let's see if it shows up in their list of bases. This is Guangzhou Shadi. It does not have a dedicated page, but the eastern base does on, but it looks like that one might be a civilian airport, so we might be getting rid of that. And that page is in Chinese, so. Okay, oh, okay, yeah, I can see the, or actually, no, they don't list, they do not list the airport. Does it go by another name? Shadi. Maybe it's just Shadi Air Base? Here we go. Shadi Air Base, 4th Fighter Brigade. Okay. It's technically a dual use one, but yeah, commercial flights started in 1985 but ceased in 2002 due to government policy. Airport reopened to the public in 2009 and is planned to be replaced by the Pearl River Delta International Airport. Okay, so I think we can, since this is in the future, we'll say it's been replaced. It's moved back to exclusively military uses. And so what we'll do is we'll say Guangzhou Shadi, PLAAF, 2 squadrons fighters, 1 squadron drones, and I guess I wonder how many of those other aircraft that I'm looking at are civilian. Probably these southern ones. Yeah, those look, the ones at the southern end of the base that I'm looking at do look civilian. The northern ones are the ones where they look like they could be cargo or elint. So we'll say 1 squadron support. All right, and then we have Guangzhou East. Which actually I need to zoom out a little bit to get some reference. Okay, by the Tinhai district. Okay. So I'm at Tinhai district. Should be. There you are. It looks to be a helicopter base. Which, honestly, this far inland, helicopters aren't really going to do much, so I think I'm going to just delete it. Because we're so far... Yeah, we're so far inland, it's like 100 miles just to the coast. And helicopter ranges generally aren't great. There's a reason the U.S. started investing heavily in the tilt rotors. Okay, so we got that out of the way. We'll leave the SAM sites and EW stuff, just because they might be able to help. Excuse me. If we do end up throwing Tomahawks that way, then they could potentially help. Kind of surprised there isn't a base in Hong Kong, but... Alright, next up on the list was that Zingshui Su Airbase. Where are you located? By Huidong. Where is that on my map? Where's Pinghai? Or Hong Kong even? Okay, there's Hong Kong. Huizhou. It's east of Huizhou. There you are. And... Yep, looks the same. And it looks like we've got another dual-use airport. It does support... Oh, this is a pretty major one, though. I don't think I can... This one I can't get rid of because I see what looks to be 2 squadrons of flankers and AWACS aircraft, so... And it is with the PLAAF, so... Zingshui Su Airbase. PLAAF. 2 squadrons flankers. Plus AEW support. So that will be... I'll put in another note. Dual use, do not target. So unfortunately, at least in this stage of the conflict, they'll get free operating range just because While we want to defend ourselves, we do not want to inflict civilian casualties. Now, obviously, in real conflict, China would probably have no issue operating from dual-use air bases, but most of the ones we've seen so far have been relatively small on the Chinese side. This is probably the first one that's as much or more military as it is civilian. All right. What am I looking at here? Okay, where's Mizo? It's probably going to be my big reference point here. Shantou even? Okay, here's Shantou, there's Mizo. So then... this is probably it here, I would imagine. Yeah, that looks the same. Alright, we have a big base here. Transport aircraft, H-6 bombers, and AEW support. So this seems to be... oh, and... it looks like up to 4 squadrons of... is it J7s or... fuck. I think it's the J7, right? No. What's it called? The attack aircraft, the Phantom, A5 Phantom. There we go. And this is a PLAAF base. Oh, it is the J7. Wait, no. No, it's not, because that's the license built MiG-21. Where's the frickin'... whatever, doesn't matter. Let's see, so this is listed as Myzion. We'll start with that. It's got like 3 names, apparently. Myzion Airbase doesn't list as an article, but it doesn't list the garrison. I think we can, are those Q5? Maybe that's Q5. Yeah, Nanjing Q5, there we go. I just gotta compare profiles, because I think they're Q5s. It's very hard to tell because it's low imagery. But those noses look more rounded almost. I think they're Q5s. They look a little off, so they might be, I don't know, maybe they're not MiG-19s, are they? Surely they aren't still using those. Where's my top profile for the MiG-19? Kind of looks like it. Not gonna lie. But I think the MiG-19 was kind of converted into a ground attack aircraft, wasn't it? The J6 is the Chinese version, and then the Q5 is the was based on it. So I don't think there's no way this is still in service with China. Yeah, historical. Okay. So we'll say it's let me look here. 4 squadrons Q5 airbase. Myzion, Xian, Cheng, Dingqing. Airbase PLAAF, four squadrons Q5, one squadron H6 plus AW Elant EW. So this is probably going to be one of their major bases. They might have some fuel issues, so we might actually have to set up some tankering. And this... So let's head on to the next airbase. Shantou Northeast Airbase. Let's see here. Okay, so that's that. Okay, there you are. Empty. And honestly, it looks like it's under construction. Oh, they have one tiny fighter off in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, on this satellite imagery, it looks like it's like they got a big X on the runway, which is generally code for do not use this runway. Runway is unusable, except like, you know, emergencies. Like you would pick that before crashing into a field, but Trantil Northeast. Let's see. We have article on it. Shantou. That is the right base. There is an article, but opened as okay. Passenger services ceased December 2011. Built as a military airport in 1956. Opened to the public in 1974. Closed in 2011. It does not say what's based here. So I would just say probably up to 4 squadrons of fighters. It's close enough that we can keep it for Chantal North East Airbase, ELAF, 4 squadrons fighters. All right. And now we're starting to get to the point where let's see, 300 miles. Yeah, that's 300 miles just to get to where the Chinese naval forces are. So probably another 1 to 200 to where the American battle group is, and then you have to do that back plus time on station. So if we go to the database viewer here, which I think they still haven't updated it. Yeah, they still haven't provided a database update. But if we go to China here, yeah, let's look at like the J-10C. Their range is going to be Okay, here's the loadouts. These will have the range profile. So 200 nautical miles with less than 2 hours on station. So at 300 nautical miles, you might be able to have 1 hour on station, 2 minutes in combat, and afterburner. Well, they do have a 400 nautical miles strike radius, it looks like. 550 nautical miles. Yeah, so we're still within the range of long range loadouts for these, but we're getting to a point where. Let me pull up my map here on the other monitor. Kind of here, kind of with the top of the Philippines here. Yeah, so basically once we expand, we can handle Fujian province, but after that, I think a lot of this stuff is going to be deleted. Because you could still strike with refueling support, but it would be so inefficient that I don't know if it would be necessary or if China would commit to that. Obviously, it would make it easier to bring overwhelming force to bear, but keep in mind that our scope is just what the American carrier battle group here is experiencing. Now, this is and isn't happening in a vacuum. So in real world, they would probably be attacking Taiwan, they'd be attacking the Philippines, they'd be attacking Japan, South Korea, because those would all probably end up being part of the U.S. alliance. They would support North Korea. They might even go so far as to attack Australia. And at the same time, Vietnam might get dragged in, and the U.S. would be retaliating from our Japanese and Philippine and South Korean bases. So that's why I'm excluding these, because they'll have their hands full with stuff closer to where they're at. And even Fujian province would probably mostly be focused on Taiwan. But anyways. So this was Shantou Northeast. Zhanghao Longxi in Zhanghao. There we go. Same base. This one also kind of looks under construction. Are those drones or fight? No, I think they might be fighters. No, they're too small. Yeah, this looks like it's under construction as well. So I'm not really able to divine anything from I have a nice little SAM site here. I wonder if that would be up there. But what is this? Zhanghao Longxi. Things out. No article, nothing about their garrison. It is PLAAF, so we'll just say two squadron strike fighters for now. Okay, what's next? Huiyin Air Base outside Zaozhou. Okay, so Zaozhou should be somewhere around here. Okay, so that's and should be right here. Again, it looks like another airbase under construction. Mostly seeing helicopters here. They do have hangars big enough for fighters. A nice big old electronic warfare installation. Oh, excuse me. Uh, do, 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 do. We'll say 2 squadrons fighters, 2 squadrons helicopters. Obviously, the helicopters aren't going to get much use that far out, but we can do up to 2 squadrons fighters there, I think. Alright, so then we get Long Tian. Didn't I do Long Tian? No, that was Liang Tong. Easy mistake. Where is this? Near Fuking. Okay. Between Putin and Fuzhou. So yeah, I was looking in the right area. Okay, I got you now. Wow, those flankers are so much bigger versus the Q5s. Let's say 2 squadrons Q5s, 1 squadron flankers. There's also helicopters. But again, this far out, the helicopters won't be really relevant to our scenario. Dongtian Airbase, ELAAF, 2 squad Q5, 1 squadron flankers. Alright, the north in Fuzhou, we have Fuzhou Air Base. There you are. And it's looking pretty empty. Like, there's a lot of open tarmac here, but not much in the way of... Oh, I suppose that's a bunker. A big old bunker. For their aircraft. But yeah, other than that, just a shit ton of open parking. Looks like the airfield's still in service, though. We'll see if Wikipedia has a listing for any garrison that may be there. Otherwise, I'll just take my best guess. They operate the J6. Built 1944, military, closed 19, opened to civil 1974, closed 1997. J6, that's MiG-19. God, they were still using the J6 into the early 90s, it looks like. Oh, a number of J6 based at Lianqing and Yantianli bases appear to have been converted into unmanned aircraft. Work on unmanned J6 was reported in 2013. First reported in 2013. Interesting. And actually, interesting, circa December 2019, they still operated 35 JJ6, which is the trainer variant, I believe, and the PLANAF operated 14. So they're still used as trainers. That's interesting. So if this is a training base, like, it's so much wide open area. But again, there's no like, there's not really any hangars or anything. There's like one building that looks like it could be like a aircraft shelter built into kind of a mount, well, not a mountain, but like a hill. But other than that, let's say. All right, let's say unmanned J6 and 2 squadrons Q5. That seems like a decent compromise. And then this will probably be the last one for today, but we have Loi Pao Air Base. I think that says Loi Pao. Let's see. So north of Wenzhou. Okay, so that's Yuhan, Longxi. And should be somewhere around here. There you are. We have an easy 2 dozen aircraft shelters. But otherwise, no clue as to what's in them. Looks like it might be a dual-use airport. There's a couple civilian-looking planes on a tarmac that connect to the runway, but okay, that almost looks like a J-10. So we'll just say let's say 2 squadrons J-10. Cow Air Base, PLAN. Does the PLAN use the J-10? Let me double check that. I would think they would as like a shore-based strike fighter, but Alright, they use PLANAF. Yeah, they have the J10. Not many, only about 2 dozen. But they use the J10A and J10S. Ugh. Alright, and I think that will do it for today. We're probably going to have at least one more episode where we filter out most of the rest. And then we still got to filter out satellites for both sides. But hopefully by then the database update will go live. And then we can, kind of lock in the database that we're using. And start modifying the U.S. ships, which I'm kind of glad I waited because, well, I don't think it will affect the scenario much. I did just read an article about planned upgrades to older Arleigh Burke class ships as part of the Arleigh Burke 2.0 program. That's supposed to kind of overhaul them and keep the earlier flights relevant for the next 2-3 decades or so. So that might inform some of the changes I make to the Flight 3 Burks, which obviously are going to basically come pre-packaged with that stuff. But in any case, I think that'll do it for today. So with that, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you then.